Hi everyone, I'm Bayo Owolabi. I'm a partner in BCG's London office. I joined BCG coming from a very deep operational background, working as an engineer, leading field operations across West Africa. As I looked forward to what I wanted my career to bring, I realized that complementing this deep operational background with some strategy experience was going to be key. And that was kind of the main motivation for joining BCG after I left the MBA. So the MBA is a bit of a generalist degree. It gives you a broad range of business skills, allows you to be critical about quite a broad range of things. What you will find is that BCG extends that. It takes you way beyond theory into practice, and you're working with clients who the answers to the questions that you provide really matter for the survival of the company, for business performance, for their own personal growth. So what you will find is that a consulting career, especially with a firm like BCG, takes everything that you learn on the MBA and stretches it and brings that sort of real life perspective to it as well. So because of the variety of work you will do when you join as a generalist, you will find that different cases will draw on different elements of what you learn on the MBA. I remember my very first case was leaning very heavily on all of the things I learned in my marketing class. And then the case after that was everything I learned in my energy transition class. So you will continue to get that breadth of challenge, but applied in the real world context. You arrive as an intern, there's a lot to do. Get stuck in. Your casework is obviously going to be a large part of it. That's where you get the sense of like what it feels like to be a consultant. But it's also a company where there's a lot going on. And so feel free to explore other topics, feel free to explore, affiliation groups. There is a lot more to BCG than just the casework. And so making the most of your experience really requires you to explore your interests while you're here. So BCG interns are treated like every other team member. You get your own modules, which is a fraction of the client's problem to solve. And you get the same sort of feedback challenge that every consultant will get. It's an excellent way to decide, to test and decide if this is the career for you. It's a demanding career, but it's also quite rewarding. But it's probably not for everyone. And so if you are still on the fence, I wasn't, but if you're still on the fence, I think an internship is an excellent way to try it out in a time-bound way, so you can make the right decision for yourself.